Uh, Welcome T11 student to the course on human computer interaction. My name is Professor Sachin Pandey. I work with Department of Information Technology, PICT Pune. The course code for this subject is 31445 human computer interaction. Teaching scheme is 3 hours per week, credits 3. The mentioned examination scheme is in semester 30 marks and end semester 70 marks. It's a very interesting subject, so let's see what prerequisites, course objectives and course outcomes are given provided by University of Pune. So the prerequisites are problem solving and object oriented technologies, and the course objective to this subject is to introduce to the field of human computer interaction study. So this will introduce to the field of HCI and the whereabouts of it. Second one is to gain an understanding of the human part of human computer interaction. So how human resources, or what we say that the human interactive things like hands, eyes, so we call it as sensory input output, how do they interact and what is the importance of it. The third one is to gain is to learn to do design and evaluate the effective HCIs, that is human computer interaction. So you shall be able to learn the design part and how to evaluate it. You will be able to study HCI models and theories. So what different how models are given and what theories are supported with it to understand HCI design process. So how certain products are designed with the help of design process, and to apply HCI to real life use cases. So how do we be able to apply it to the real life use cases? The course outcomes are to explain the importance of HCI study and principles of UCD, that is user-centered design approach. We'll see in detail all these terms, the meaning of HCI, what is user-centered design and all that. So then to develop understanding of human factors in HCI design. Human factors are those factors we say that which actually you can identify the human factors, but you cannot design human factors. You can design things for human factors. You can design things to have a user experience, but you cannot design user experience. Okay, so to develop understanding of models, paradigms, and context of interactions, which is really very important. To design effective user interfaces following a structured and organized UCD process. So the user-centered design, user has to be in center of the every design when things are going to be accessed by users or used by users. So the designers has to keep this thing in mind. Then to evaluate usability of a user interface design, so how much usable it is and how to design its usability. To apply cognitive models for predicting HCIs, that is human computer interactions. So these were the course outcomes. So let's come to unit number 1, which we are going to start shortly. In the next video you will be finding contents on unit number 1. The unit number 1 is all about introduction, and so what we are going to learn in introduction part. So what is HCI? We are trying to understand what is HCI, disciplines involved in HCI. So what makes HCI possible? HCI doesn't stand alone itself. It is like an umbrella. It is like things which requires huge support from the different paradigms of design interactions. Why HCI study is important? Why we need to study? What happens if we don't study? And all these parts we are going to see. The psychology of everyday things. So there is a very nice handbook by Dr. Donald Norman. So the book is mentioned as part of references, psychology of everyday things, and we are going to refer some contents from that place. What are the principles of HCI? We are going to study the principles of HCI and what is user-centered design. In the short we call it as UCD. So this is a very introductory topic and very interesting topic. Unit number 1 is going to build your basis to learn the entire subject. Second unit, if we see on the other hand, we can see by the name itself is understanding the human. So when we say that in human computer interaction, there are three things. There is one human, then there is interaction, then there is some interfaces or products or things which are going to be accessed. So we need to understand human. Humans are very complex. Their thinking behavior is really very complex, and to understand it requires certain procedure. So when you want to design something, you need to understand human responses, human understanding. So it's very interesting unit called as understanding the human. Third unit is going to focus on understanding the interactions. So what are the different models of interaction? What is ergonomics, different interaction styles, WIMP interface, how do you do interactivity, what do you mean by context of interaction, what is user experience, and what are the paradigms of interaction. So this interaction is really important for different type of user, different type of applications, for the kind of products that are going to get access. The mode of interaction is going to change. Unit number 4 is going to focus on design process. So what is interaction design, the software design process, user focus, scenarios, navigation design. So this topic is all going to talk about in detail what is meant by design process. Unit number 5 is about rules, guidelines and evaluation techniques. So what rules we are going to follow. So there are some thumbnail rules, then there are some guidelines, and there is some evaluation techniques and procedures mentioned to evaluate certain interfaces. So we will be studying them in detail in unit number 5. And the last one is HCR models, which are available as of now in the market and people are following it, and related theories to that. So unit number 6 is also very interesting. So now let's take a look at textbooks. The textbooks mentioned over here are Alan Dix, by Human Computer Interaction. It's a very interesting book. Then by Gerard, it's also very interesting book on human computer interaction, fundamentals and practice. There are reference book, Ben Shneiderman. It's like a story book. You must read it entirely. It's very interesting. Donald Norman, The Design of Everyday Things, that is basic book we call. So it's very interesting book. And there are many, Alan Cooper, then John Carroll. So these all authors are there. Rogers and then Wilbitz and Garrett. So these all are really interesting authors, and we are going to refer some material from each and every author almost. So there are some interesting web links. The web links are hcibib.org, then Android Design Guidelines, iOS Human Interface Guidelines, and Mac OS Human Interface Guidelines. So these things we are going to refer. So I hope you are now ready to join and to start with unit number 1 content soon. So the next video that I am going to record and we are going to study is going to be with unit number 1, that is introduction. So hope to see you there. Thank you very much.